Multiple car accidents have led a Central Point's family to make a petition how a guardrail could change their sense of freedom.
Plus, a big step in addressing both behavioral health and housing in Southern Oregon. We'll take a look into a new emergency lodging program.
You're gonna want to bundle up as you're heading out the door this morning, but make sure you're dressing in layers because temperatures rebound rather nicely, and we're in store for a nice spring day ahead.
Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6 a.m. on April 4th. Welcome to NewsWatch 12 this morning. I'm David Alvarado.
And I'm Brinkley Hill, taking a gorgeous look at Mount Shasta to start our Friday. Let's check in with Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress to see, hear what a good weekend we might be having.
Oh, we're in
Crossing
store.
my fingers.
We're definitely in store for a good day, at least starting off our weekend, because we are tracking some rain to return. But we'll have some more details on that in just a second. But looking out at Phoenix this morning, we're just beginning to see a little bit of that light begin to peek through. We should see the sun rise within the next hour here, but we are starting off rather cold. 36 degrees this morning, and around the rest of the region, we're dealing with those cold temperatures as well. But we have clear skies across the region. We do have some of those higher level clouds beginning to make their way in along the coast. Very thin layer that won't be blocking the sunshine for us today. So if you're heading outside, whether it's to golf, head to work, anything, it's definitely going to be a rather pleasant day. Our high temperatures are going to be above average for us for a change, and we can expect that to continue as we're heading into our Saturday. But current temperatures this morning, very cold. As we're over east side, 31 into Klamath Falls, 19 for Chemult this morning, 25 into Montague. As we're into Medford, 36. Along the coast, temperatures are a little less chilly. We're into the lower 40s this morning. But taking a look at your next few days, tomorrow is going to be another cold start, and we'll see sun and clouds passing throughout the day. That is going to be the warmest day ahead for us, and then we're tracking rain to return into our Sunday. I'll have some more details on when we expect and with that timing coming up in our next forecast.
Thanks, Sarah. On Track just opened a new emergency lodging program and expanded outpatient treatment in Grants Pass. The opening of the new emergency lodging program marks a big step in addressing both the behavioral health and housing crisis in Southern Oregon. For those struggling with addiction and homelessness, this facility is a safe place to stay while they await treatment that can be life-changing.
When you have that support system and when you feel safe around people and you feel happy and you have all of your basic needs met, that's when you see addiction reduce in societies.
The program also provides resources from food and clothing to medical care and case management. On Track said the new facility is more than just a roof over someone's head. It's a resource for individuals on their journey to recovery and stability. 8 days is how long a University of Oregon student has left to leave the country after the Department of Homeland Security terminated their non-immigrant visa. DHS notified the university of the termination last week. From that point, the student had 15 days to leave the country or find another legal avenue to remain here. That puts the last day on Saturday, April 12th. And the university tells us DHS terminated the visa because of criminal charges that the department did not specify. They say they were not informed in advance, involved in any decisions regarding their status, or given any details about the action. And they did not bring the student to the attention of federal authorities.
People come here to get an education, and I don't think it should ever be fair to just be able to take that away from them. I mean, that's a human right. Regardless where you're from, you should be able to get an education where you want.
We've reached out to the Department of Homeland Security for additional information and have yet to receive a response.
Anthony, you're under arrest. Put your hands up. Right now. Turn around.
Oh, I knew this was going to happen. Yay.
This Jacksonville man who was accused of sending sexual messages to a teenager on Snapchat has now been indicted on 4 charges. He was arrested in this undercover operation last week when he attempted to meet the local teenager.
39-year-old Anthony Wheeler facing 4 felony charges, including online sexual corruption of a child and luring a minor. Wheeler was indicted during his probable cause hearing on Wednesday, previously scheduled for yesterday. His pretrial conference is set to take place April 14th.
A new subdivision is coming to the north side of Medford. A 73-lot single-family residential subdivision is set to come to Medford, and the Skyview Estate subdivision will be built on the east side of Crater Lake Avenue. The property is currently undeveloped. The next steps of the process include completing and submitting infrastructure design for approval and working on irrigation facilities. Housing construction is expected to begin several months from now.
New this morning, leaders of the Hoopa Valley Tribe and Yurok Tribe have signed an agreement to share 50,000 acre-feet of federal water from the Bureau of Reclamation's Trinity Reservoir. The tribe's right to the water comes from a 1955 federal law which dammed the Trinity River and diverted most of the water it stored to the Central Valley. The agreement also provides water for Humboldt County and has terms to coordinate the tribe and county's use and management of the water.
Brad Alcorn, the chair of the Curry County Board of Commissioners, has announced he will be resigning from the board effective May 1st. Alcorn said in a statement the decision to step down came from personal issues. The board is opening up the application process to fill Alcorn's position. Anyone looking to apply can pick up an application on the Curry County website or at the Board of Commissioners office. You'd find more details on kdrv.com.
Curry County voted to increase the transient lodging tax from 7 to 10% starting on July 1st. The tax will support the region's tourism infrastructure and economic growth. Starting in 2026, Curry County rolling out a new grant program to help tourism-related businesses in the area.
Investments could include things like better signage, trail systems, and electric vehicle charging stations. Miranda Plagg, Curry County's Economic Development Administrator, says these funds will create tangible benefits for both visitors and residents.
A bipartisan bill that allows property owners and landlords to remove squatters using the standard eviction process has unanimously passed in the Oregon House of Representatives. House Bill 3522 closes a loophole in Oregon law that prevents property owners from using the state's standard eviction process to remove squatters when there is no evidence of forced entry or an existing landlord-tenant relationship. The bill now moves to the Senate for consideration. On Tuesday, California state lawmakers took action against two bills that would restrict trans athletes in girls' sports. But Governor Gavin Newsom also said on his podcast that having trans athletes in female sports is, quote, deeply unfair. Governor Newsom answered questions at Modesto Junior College as questions remain about his revelation. The longtime LGBTQ supporter opposing trans athletes in women's sports.
Should there be a California state law that restricts trans athletes from playing in women's sports?
These kids just want to survive. And so the question you're asking is the question we've been asking ourselves for months and haven't been able to answer. What is that finally? How can you make this fair? And I haven't been able to figure it out.
U.S. Education Secretary Linda McMahon has urged Newsom to implore state lawmakers to pass these bills. She warned that California could lose federal funds if it continues to allow transgender athletes in female sports. And a family has called on the city of Central Point to install a guardrail on their street. A series of car crashes have sent cars flying onto their property. Rachel Wright and her family live along the curve where Hanley Road turns into Pine Street. They say more than 5 crashes have occurred in the past year alone. The last incident took place this past Saturday when a car veered off the road and struck their property, just yards from where their 3-year-old son was playing. The repeated accidents have raised safety concerns for the Wright family, who worry about their children playing outside.
For the rest of the night, it was just him talking about it, like it stuck with him. So, I mean, he shouldn't have to see a crash on his own property.
The Wright family petitioned for a safety barrier, and that position gained significant support with hundreds of signatures from the community backing the installation of a guardrail. The city of Central Point did respond to our questions and confirmed a guardrail will be installed at the dangerous curve. The family hopeful that the new guardrail will help prevent future accidents and provide a safer environment for their children, neighbors, and the community. Brookings PD excited to announce the addition of a new canine. Meet Officer Kraus and his canine Betts. This duo going to be an asset for the entire community. Brookings PD was in need of more canine cars, and the sheriff's office doesn't have a dog team. So the department purchased 2 of the county vehicles for the sheriff's office that will be outfitted with the proper equipment over the next few months. In addition to the sale, Brookings PD has made their canines available for the whole county.
This partnership and this relationship can be beneficial for all county citizens and all law enforcement agencies within our county to be able to have that great asset at our disposal.
Officer Kraus and Canine Betts have been training for 6 weeks in Tule Lake to prepare to step into their roles in Brookings and across Curry County. Canine Betts is the first to join the team following the passing of Brookings PD's Canine Nova.
It's a very cold start to the day for us. Frosty as well. Take a look at your current temperatures into the teens and 20s over east side, into the 30s, as well as we're into the Rogue Valley, and 20s and 30s for Northern California, and less chilly to the coast into the 40s. But you're going to want to dress in layers for us today, because as we're heading into the afternoon, we're warming things up, and we're finally expecting a day with above average temperatures ahead, and definitely not going to want to miss it heading outside today. So I'll have more details about what we can expect for the weekend, because we're in for some changes on Sunday.